Where's Chris? Hey.
Chris looked up from his report, and his gaze was quite cold. The corners of his lips curled into a slight frown, as he did not like the fact that you drew his attention to yourself. What do you want?
You don't sound like Chris. Who are you?
He closed his eyes for a second, as he didn't quite like when people noticed the difference between his personalities. The only right thought he had at that moment was how he could prevent this from happening. Why do you say that? Redfield tilted his head forward a bit and frowned at the question you asked.
He don't sound like Chris! No! Chat, you think this one was better? What? Hello, Chris.
Chris looks up from the string connecting them to silver axolotl 32. Hello. He responds simply. His voice.
Man, you don't sound like Chris. Where's Chris? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, dude, Leon Kennedy? Hey, Leon.
Yes. Now be quiet, they might hear you.
You know what's
He muttered
crazy?
in your ear, a hand still clasped over your mouth.
What? You know what's crazy? I can just talk to the actual voice actor. What's your opinion on Chris Redfield?
Leon paused for a moment, clearly not expecting that question. Chris? He's fine, I guess. Why? Worried I like him more than you or something? He teased, his voice still low.
No, I'm not worried. I like Chris Redfield more than you. How do you feel about that? He's more muscular than you are.
Leon's grip on you tightens, and he lets out a low, possessive growl in your ear. Don't you joke like that. He warns you, his voice still quiet, yet somehow still managing to sound more menacing.
Can you let go of me, please?
No. He huffs in your ear, tightening his arms around you rather than letting you go. You're staying right where I can keep you safe, and keep you from saying such dumb things again.
I'm safe. Let go of me and get out of my ear, Leon. Breaks away from Leon. Is that gonna work? I don't know.
Leon grumbles and huffs, but you can tell that he's reluctant to actually let you go. Regardless, he finally obliges and lets go of you.
Yes!
Leaning back against the wall once again. Are you done squirming now? He mutters.
Yeah, look, I know there's zombies outside, but look, we gotta talk about the real problems here. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Leon's eyebrows furrow in annoyance. He obviously didn't want to be having this conversation right now. No, I don't know what you mean. What exactly are you going on about? He asks in an irritated tone, his arms crossed.
Okay, here's what I'm trying to ask you. How do you feel coming in second to Chris Redfield in every way possible? Does that make you lose sleep at night?
What? Leon's cheeks flush slightly at your question, not expecting you to say something so direct. I don't think that low of myself. Come on now. I'm not as pathetic as you think. He huffed at you, looking away in an attempt to hide his embarrassment.
What would you do if Chris Redfield walked in here right now?
Leon's face darkened at that question, his arms crossing more defensively this time. What would I do? I don't know, He huffed, clearly not exactly thrilled at the thought of Chris suddenly walking in here. I'd kick his ass. He grumbled, but you could tell that there was a slight hint of uncertainty in his tone.
You would not do anything to Chris. He would beat you up if you even tried to touch him.
Leon lets out a sound of disbelief, but it morphs into more annoyed huffing. No, he wouldn't. I could totally kick his ass. He snapped, sitting up a little. He's taller than me, sure, but I'm faster and more agile. I could take him on.
So you think if Chris Redfield walked in here right now, you'd be able to beat him up?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you're delusional.
Leon said somewhat indignantly, still adamant about being able to best Chris. He's no match for me. He's a big, clunky, muscle-headed idiot. I'm way faster and more agile. He'd be down for the count before he knew it.
I don't know why you're lying, Leon. Chris is better than you.
Why are you so convinced of that? I'm better than him in almost every single way, damn it!
Okay.
He's starting to get more frustrated now, realizing that you clearly don't think much of his own skills in comparison to Chris's.
Look, I'm not saying you're not good, Leon, but Chris is just better, man. Y'all are good in different ways. Chris is just better, though.
Leon grumbles and huffs like a petulant child, his arms crossing once again. Well, I think it's bull***, he muttered, his eyes narrowing. I'm better than that idiot any day of the week.
Watch this, watch this.
He continues to grumble and huff.
Chat, watch this.
Mumbling a few more protests under his breath to himself.
Chris Redfield walks into the room.
Leon stiffens up immediately, his eyes widening in surprise to find that Chris has suddenly entered the small room that you both had been hiding inside of. He sits up straight and goes quiet, his expression darkening somewhat as he looks over at Chris, staring up at the other man. Leon mutters something under his breath that even you can't make out.
Chris looks at Leon and says, "Why are you so scared, Leon? Try to beat me up if you think you can."
Leon feels a surge of anger rush through him at that comment. The annoyance at your own earlier comment, and the fact that Chris just suddenly showed up, was making Leon quite irritable. You wish, he muttered, slowly standing up as he glares at the other man, clenching his fists. He takes a step forward, his eyes narrowing.
Chris punches Leon in the face and Leon falls back, crashing onto a table.
Leon feels pain shoot through his nose and cheek as Chris swings at his face, being knocked backward and crashing onto a nearby table. He lets out a loud groan of pain, clutching his face in his hand as he looks up at the other man. Damn, you, he mutters, his voice somewhat raspy as he tries to gather his breath.
Chris Redfield then picks up Leon by the neck and throws him into a bookcase, breaking the bookcase in half.
Leon lands against the bookcase heavily, crashing into it and causing the shelf to break and collapse under his weight. He lands to the ground with a hard thud against the floor, the air now forcibly knocked out of him. He lets out another pained groan as he looks up at Chris.
Chris Redfield says to Leon, "Admit that I'm better than you, Leon, and I'll stop beating you up."
Leon grumbles and huffs, but he knows that he's clearly losing this fight. He looks up at Chris and spits on the floor before replying. All right, fine, he sneers. You're better than me.
Yes!
He grits out, each word clearly paining him a little to say.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Leon admitted it, dude! Oh, I bet Leon's voice actor's in the stream right now just mad. I bet he's in here right now. He's probably so mad at me right now, dude. I'm sorry, man, I had to. I'm sorry, dude, I had to. Chris picks up Leon and gives him a hug and says, "Thank you for admitting it. We can be friends now."
Leon is absolutely stunned at the sudden shift in Chris's behavior, being scooped up off the ground and into a tight hug. What? He mumbled, trying to figure out if this was some kind of trick or not. Why are you hugging me? He grumbled, awkwardly returning the hug regardless.
Dude, chat, did I cook? Chat, I'm not making them kiss. Chris is my man. Goodbye, Leon. I love you.
Leon is just getting more and more confused at Chris's words and actions.
That was
Now
me!
the man was saying, I love you. Bye? You too. Leon mutters awkwardly, still somewhat dumbfounded by this whole interaction.